How you doing? Today I'm going to talk about a continuation of leadership, but I'm going to take it down a notch and often do the comparison of management versus leadership. A lot of people get confused between one or the other, but I think we've clearly defined over the last several weeks what leadership is. And we can also start talking about what leadership isn't, and then find out what kind of leader we are, what kind of leader you are, what kind of leader you want to be, and even talk about different characteristics or styles of leadership. That's eventually where we're going to go. But I want to take something very simple and just point out today just observations. When you walk into local restaurants, fast food, more formal, whatever it may be, do you pay attention to what you're seeing? Do you like how you're treated as a customer? Do you have a certain expectations? When some place is really, really good, do you understand there's great systems in place that probably made you feel good about that experience? And when it goes really bad, there's probably no systems in place that created that bad experience, and you may not visit that place again. Those are just some of the things that happen when we talk about good management versus leadership. And I want to define. I want to take something very, very simple today to make this point. Is just take a very famous fast food place, which is Chick-fil-A. I think Chick-fil-A is probably one of the best ran businesses in the country. And maybe not everyone is ran the way that I see it, but the one here in Severna Park, Maryland, where I live, is a tremendous study in efficiency and a tremendous study in what, teaching consistency is all about. So let's just take you through the journey. I pull into Chick-fil-A into the drive-through lane, and the person greets me right away. There's a person outside who greets me right away with, "How are you?" and asks me my name. "I need your name for the order." So right away, it's Chuck. So they got my name, so they can't screw that up, right? And it's important. And the person addresses me throughout the conversation every single time as Chuck. He knows my name. I think that's impressive. I think it's really important. He's making a connection. They take my order carefully. I can't think of how many times I've been through Chick-fil-A over the last 10 years, and I got an order wrong. I don't think so. And the idea is that, I have total confidence in them by the way they perform. But the idea is that there's a system in place, right? They take my order, and then, they scan my phone for reward points. And the idea is that they don't touch my phone. I just got to hold it up. They put their little laptop up, and boom, there's a click, and my barcode scanned, and now those points are registered. And then the idea is that, I pay with my card. I just take my card, I put it right into their reader. They never touch anything that I have. What a tremendous system. So they make it a connection. They talk to me by name. They get my order right. They scan for the points, and they take my money and never once have to exchange anything with me. And they do that in a very expedient, fast way. That's great systems, right? The idea is that that's great systems. I swing around the corner further into my journey on this drive-through. Most of you have experienced this unless you never went to a drive-through. And when I get there, they say, "Chuck," and they says, "Here's your order." On the top of the bag is a piece of paper that shows exactly what's inside that bag. So that's perfect. It enhances that no mistakes are made. So that's the management side. Somebody has created this entire expedient system that takes me around and makes my experience really, really good. When there's problems in there, when someone maybe cuts in the line, these seem like simple things to overcome, that's leadership. That's when people are dealing with human beings in real time, real problems, and someone steps in and comes out to say, "No, sir, you guys are here. Let just car go first. You go there." Somebody's leading. They're not waiting for us. There is no system to fix that. Somebody has to lead, right? If you actually did get a wrong order, somebody comes out with a different bag, that's leadership. Somebody dealing with people, not things at that moment in time. Somebody's going to solve what could be an emotional problem that somebody could be angry. That doesn't happen a lot, but that's what leadership is. There's somebody inside dealing with all the employees, and there's a lot of people working in there at one time. Some people were handling carry out. Some people were handling, the people were handling drive-through. People were ordering the inside people. There's also catering. The Chick-fil-A in my neighborhood has like 12 different cars that are going out all the time in the neighborhood. And that's not counting the systems of outside organizations that come and pick up food and deliver it, right? So all that's going on, a lot to handle, but somebody has to have a system for all that. But when something goes wrong, there's got to be a leader in place to fix it right away. So leaders are more on the emotional side. I talked about emotional IQ in a previous video. Leaders are more dealing with people. Leaders are more will deal with crisis. And the idea is systems allow things to work smoothly. So just this little thought process of separating the two that way is another way of looking at leadership versus management. One simple way, just one thought in a continued series of development. And the idea is now you can see and put that into thought as to where you are, where you work, what systems are in place to make things smooth, to make the customer's experience outstanding. Occasionally things can go wrong. Who steps in and solves that? If you're constantly putting out fires, then you have to look and say, maybe my systems are a little bit weak. If there's hardly no fires, maybe my systems are very strong. If the systems are very strong, but there is a problem, but no one steps in to solve the problem, my leadership has to increase. Just different ways to look at different things. Until the next time, this is Chuck. You have a wonderful day. Thank you. Bye-bye.